composer, and did you start from the piano? I mean, what was your start to composition?
My mother used to make me take piano lessons when I was 4 or 5 years old. I studied classical piano for until I got to high school. When I got to high school, I quickly abandoned all that and joined a rock and roll band, basically to try to be popular and meet girls. And, it worked to some small degree, which, was very exciting at the time. I largely abandoned classical music. So I kind of come at composition from more of a rock and roll place. Punk rock was a huge influence on me. A lot of the kind of noise music that came out of New York in the late 70s into the 80s. A big influence on me were the 3 albums that David Bowie made with Brian Eno. They've been called the Berlin Trilogy. And there's a lot of interesting experimental stuff on there. And then also I just from the more classical side of things, Henry Cowell was a big influence on sort of me understanding what my place could be as a composer. I don't have any interest in virtuosity, and I guess something that sort of comes from that punk rock place where it's like everyone's doing it, so why can't we? Or do it yourself. And in fact, virtuosity kind of alienates me. So I tend to seek things out that are smaller. For instance, Thelonious Monk is my favorite piano player. There are piano players who have a much cleaner technique and who can do more, but there's something about the way he plays, just the minimalist way that he attacks the piano that appeals to me. So that's sort of where I come from in terms of composition.